Welcome back here on the shores of Lake Guntersville. We are inside 10 minutes to the start of our first heat of H1 Unlimited Racing. It's presented by Allen Land Surveying, and we would certainly like to take this opportunity to thank them for their participation in our event. A special thank you to Brandon and his team at Allen Land Surveying for all of their work on our race course. We are very proud. We're also very fortunate here in Guntersville to have a certified world record course on Lake Guntersville. And this is indeed one of the fastest race courses in the world. That's why your organizers of this race work very closely with Allen Land Surveying, Brandon and his team, to make sure this course is certified, because it's quick. And if somebody does a real quick one like we saw last year, it's a world record that can be recorded. So our first heat of H1 Unlimited Racing, it's heat number 1. It's coming up inside 10 minutes. It is presented by Allen Land Surveying. It's going to feature the 91, the black and gold and white Miss Goodman Real Estate. It is driven by Andrew Tate. They were our top qualifier. They're going to be joined by a whole lot of Tennessee Orange. It's the U40, the Bucket List Racing, and Dustin Eccles. He will be behind the wheel of that one. Then it is our defending national high points champion, J. Michael Kelly, driving the bright red, trimmed in yellow Beacon Electric. That boat is U1. And rounding out our four-boat field is the black, red, and white Miss Mercury's Coffee and Jamie Nielsen. The 91, the 40, the 1, and the 11, or as I like to say, Tate, Eccles, Kelly, Nielsen. Let's go take a look at the clock. We are inside 8 minutes to the start. Inside 8 minutes. Our boats can come out on the water at the 6-minute mark. Typically, as I said before, that is a 5-minute clock, but they can come out at 6 minutes because of the distance they need to travel across Lake Guntersville. So this is it. We got a 5-race season coming up in 2024 for the H1 Unlimited hydroplanes. And this is our first heat of the summer. Looking at the clock, 7:20. 7:20 until our start. Again, boats can come out at the 6-minute mark, and we've had our conversations about this new start procedure. We've done our best to explain it, and I, right along with all of you, are going to see this for the first time. It should be interesting. It should be fun. Let's see how it works. Remember, the dreaded 80-mile-an-hour rule is gone. We've been joking all weekend that it's buried right there in the sand. That's where we buried, Ashley, the 80-mile-per-hour rule. It's right there. Yes, it was. The question that just got put in my ear was the U9, the Beacon Plumbing, Corey Peabody's ride. Did they get the commissioner's option after failing their 2 qualification attempts based on fuel flow? And the answer to that is yes, a definitive yes. Darrell Strong's 2 boats, the 1 and the 9, will both be competing on an equal footing with everybody else here for the Southern Cup. The only thing they forfeited was any points in qualifying. So yes, they will run in our heats of racing for the Southern Cup. Thank you to our fan for asking that question and pointing out to me the fact that I forgot to point that out to you, our racing fans. So, looking at the clock, Corey, hit me with a backhand if I get in your way. Everybody's looking at the same place, and we all keep inching out a little bit further to see this clock, which right now says 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Boats can come out on the water, and we've got boats moving over on the other side. So here we go. Allen Land Surveying, H1 Unlimited, Heat 1. Andrew Tate, Dustin Eccles, J. Michael Kelly, Jamie Nielsen. The Miss Goodman Real Estate. It's black. It's white. It's trimmed in gold. Tennessee Orange is the Bucket List Racing and Dustin Eccles. Bright red, trimmed in yellow, is the U1, the Beacon Electric, J. Michael Kelly. And rounding out our 4-boat field, and we're going to go 3 times around. Rounding out that 4-boat field is the U11, the Miss Mercury's Coffee. So your colorblind announcer here is going to pick these guys out, but I think I've got, that's JMK that is headed toward the top end of the race course. J. Michael Kelly, the boat carries a number U1. That is indicative of he being the 2023 H1 Unlimited National High Points champion. Again, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen in this start procedure. This is going to be fun to see how the drivers want to do it. This is JMK, J. Michael Kelly, driving the U1, the Beacon Electric, last year's defending National High Points champion and APBA Gold Cup champion. Right behind him here comes the black, red, and white U11 Miss Mercury's Coffee. That is Jamie Nielsen. Here comes Dustin Eccles. He'll come across start-finish line in the Tennessee Orange and Black and Yellow Bucket List Racing. And looking forward, here's our first little change to the starting procedure. We see the three boats come out and go across the start-finish line. They're all down to the bottom end of the race course. Andrew Tate says, yeah, I don't think so. He's got another idea. Here comes Andrew. He's coming slowly off the top end of the race course. He clearly did not want to be with the rest of the guys, so his start sequence is going to be a little different. Whether we change the start procedure or not, this is what we refer to as the race before the race. And we're 3 minutes and 34 seconds from the start. Now, here comes Jamie Nielsen. He is cutting across the race course. He's cutting across from the back stretch to the front stretch, and he's doing it at what we call the top end of the race course. That is a perfectly legal maneuver. He can cut that course from the front stretch that he's on now. He could go to the back stretch now if he wanted to at the bottom end of the race course. Looks like Andrew Tate's going to come across as well, but Jamie Nielsen's going to run down to the bottom end of the race course. Now, we're starting to approach, we are approaching 3 minutes. 3 minutes to the start. It is the 90-second mark, 1:30. The guys have to be behind the start-finish line. Oh, here we go with a cut across the race course here by Andrew Tate. So Kelly's going to come off the lower corner down there, and he's going to get from his radio man that is Andrew Tate coming across the race course right in front of him. J. Michael Kelly has the right-of-way there. He is the driver on the race course, and Andrew Tate yielded to him. He let him go by. Now watch Andrew. He will, unless he lost power without wanting to, he has set the boat down. Now again, this is part of the new rule involved because previously he is violating an 80-mile-an-hour rule as he is not moving up there. Now he could be doing this. He's either got a problem or he's doing this because he wants to. We won't know that just yet. We're going to assume this is what he is wanting to do. But this is part, and here he goes. Now he's going to fire it up. So this is part of the new start procedure. That would have been a violation a year ago with the 80-mile-an-hour rule. This is part of the trolling we've talked about. Now look at the boats going slowly at the top end. Andrew trying to pick this thing up and get it up on a plane. Keep an eye on him.
Hey besties, I'm throwing a holiday party soon, and there's a lot to do between all the decorations, the food, and finding the perfect.
He's trying hard to spool this thing up and get her rolling. Meanwhile, coming off the top end of the race course, that's J. Michael Kelly in lane number 1. He's got Jamie Nielsen sitting right with him in 2, and Tate is really pushing things right now as we are inside 90 seconds. So obviously very, very legal at the score-up buoy. Everybody was clearly way behind it at the minute 30-second mark. Kelly and Nielsen appear to be okay. It's Andrew Tate who couldn't get the boat up on a plane. He was really fighting it up the backstretch. He has really got himself in a big hole here. And this is part of what we talked about. If you want to shut the boat off, sometimes it takes a little longer to get the boat back up and running. But here comes Andrew, and he's going to be struggling to catch up with the team. And yes, he does have to go all the way around the race course. He cannot cut that course and get over to the backstretch. He's got to go all the way around. So we're going to look at our 3 leaders as we're inside 45 seconds to the start. Now we're inside 40. Lane number 1 is going to go to J. Michael Kelly. Lane number 2 is going to go to Jamie Nielsen in the Mercury's Coffee. J. Michael Kelly is in 1 in the Beacon Electric, and then in lane 3, currently on the outside, is Dustin Eccles in Bucket List Racing. Now look at Andrew Tate as he starts to reel in the field at the 20-second mark. Andrew, he may be okay. He may be okay. Again, we just don't know the timing mark here, but it's going to be J. Michael Kelly in 1. Jamie Nielsen in 2. In lane number 3 is going to be Dustin Eccles, and on the outside and trailing the field, it is going to be Andrew Tate. We are inside 5 seconds. We're 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. The start appears to be clean, and it was Dustin Eccles who broke the clock. Tate was able to catch up to the field, kind of. He's on the outside, but he's trailing by about 5 or 6 boat lengths as he gets down to the lower end of the race course. First boat we see making the corner, J. Michael Kelly, driving a Beacon Electric, but look to the outside of him. He's got company. He's got Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List Racing on the outside. He is in second place. He's running in lane number 3. The start was clean. The start was clean. In third place is Jamie Nielsen in the Mercury's Coffee, and Andrew Tate. Don't count him out, but don't count out Dustin Eccles. He is staying right in that right side rear view mirror of J. Michael Kelly. He's to the apex of the corner. Remember, fans, we're going to go around 3 times. Kelly still with the lead. Where's Dustin? Where's Dustin? There he is. Dustin is staying right with him. Good racing here in our Heat 1 presented by Allen Land Surveying. This is going to be good. It is Kelly. He's out by about 3 boat lengths on Dustin Eccles and Bucket List, and now in third place it is Andrew Tate. Tate has gobbled up the U11 of Mercury's Coffee at the end of lap number 1, but the race is out front. J. Michael Kelly, Beacon Electric U1. Right side rear view mirror is full of Tennessee Orange, and that's Dustin Eccles. Andrew Tate's running a big race course, but he is closing in slowly on our 2 leaders, and you cannot see Dustin Eccles. He is right there with J. Michael Kelly. Oh, this one's not over at all. Remember, we go 3 times around. This will be the completion of lap number 2. Kelly out front by a couple of boat lengths now, looking for Dustin. Where is he? Oh, there he is. H1 Unlimited hydroplane racing at its very best. J. Michael Kelly, Beacon Electric, Dustin Eccles trying to gobble him up on the outside. Tate's still in the picture, but he's going to run out of real estate and run out of time. Oh boy, I just got a message I did not know. Apparently we're going 4 times around. I did not know that. That one didn't get caught, but apparently they're going to go 4 times around. It's going to give Dustin more time, but Dustin's right there again with JMK. Up the backstretch now. It is still J. Michael Kelly. That looks like 1 hydroplane over there. It is 2. And now we can see the air scoop on the Bucket List Racing. He is pulled up alongside. They can look out the window and talk to each other. Kelly in 1. Dustin Eccles in 2. Outstanding racing here in our first heat of the day, presented by Allen Land Surveying. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get any better than this in H1 Unlimited Racing. They should come down and get the white flag, and they do. We're going to go one more time. Eccles on the outside is closed to 2 within 1 boat length. 1 boat length as we start our final lap. Down to the lower end of the race course, Kelly, who do we see? There is J. Michael Kelly in lane number 1. You see the importance of that lane. But somewhere out there is Dustin Eccles. He is lurking. And there it is. We see the boat one more time. You can see the air scoop right behind the wing and the fairing on J. Michael Kelly's bright red Beacon Electric. Dustin Eccles, Bucket List Racing, right there with J. Michael Kelly. This is going to be a drag race off the top end of the race course. Doesn't get much better than this in H1 Unlimited Racing. 2 boats side by side for 4 laps. Where's Dustin? There he is right there. Look how close he's staying to Mike. And now it's going to be a run to the finish line. J. Michael Kelly in 1. It is going to be Eccles in 2, and Kelly's going to hold on and get him. Or is he? Yes, he did. Holy cow, that was close. Oh, I thought he was going to get him easy, and then all of a sudden, Eccles really closed over the last couple hundred feet. Oh my goodness, is that really what we're going to do all summer long? That is awesome.
According to this Cash App card I found, I'm Nurse Mallory Jones, and I'm about to buy this sweet.
Oh, that was fun. J. Michael Kelly on the water is your winner. Coming up now is our Heat 2 for H1 Unlimited. This one is going to be sponsored by Allen Land Surveying, sponsoring our Heat 2 of H1 Unlimited. This fast super speedway on the water here on Lake Guntersville is certified for world records thanks to Brandon and the team at Allen Land Surveying. Thank you, guys. Brandon, you and your team, you do a heck of a job. You got a mighty fast race course here, and we're going to see some pretty hot speeds right here in this one because we got a real heat coming your way. We'll get the rundown here shortly, but we're monitoring the clock. In fact, we're inside 5 to the 5. Is that correct?
It is correct.
All right, so got my able-bodied assistant here. Erica Allreed's going to help me a little bit as the boats come out on the... That thing scares me to death when you put that drone right next to me. That thing takes off. I could lose fingers. Our drone guys are absolutely amazing with what they have done here. But let's take a quick look at the race course, and not so much the course, but the 4 boats that are going to come out in H1 Unlimited Heat 2. It's going to be the U-27, a brand new boat. The Miss Apollo with Dave Vilwalk. It is red, white, and blue. And the guy who's had some trouble so far today, the U9, the pretty much predominantly white boat trimmed in kind of the electric blue, the Beacon Plumbing, he's our defending Guntersville champion. And that would be Corey Peabody. Made 2 runs at the clock during qualifying today. Didn't get any points. Both were taken away for violations. They end up with 0 points after the qualifying. And I know they're not happy about that, but we do know the boat is extremely fast. Then we've got the U91, the Goodman Real Estate with Andrew Tate. And I'm telling you what, whatever the start procedure was for Andrew Tate in the first one, he's going to do something different in the second one because his boat went down. He may have wanted to do that as part of his start procedure without the 80-mile-an-hour rule. That's a legal maneuver, but it took him forever to get the boat back up and running. When he did, he was way behind the field, and he could never really dig out of the hole. He started in 4th place, got himself up to 3rd. Andrew Tate, U91, Goodman Real Estate. Then one of the boats that was involved in that outstanding 2-boat heat that we had in our Heat 1, the Tennessee Orange Bucket List Racing, the U40 with Dustin Eccles. And I'm going to tell you, they showed me an awful lot because they put that boat on the outside of our defending national high points champion, and they were gaining on him and gaining on him and gaining on him. And had we had another couple of buoys to go, I think we may have had a different outcome in that first heat. Erica, I think you're all wired in. That bucket list racing really showed me something in that first heat.
Absolutely, and I don't think we could have gotten a better Heat 1 out of this weekend. That was truly incredible, and given if there was another lap, I'm not sure how that one would have came out and resulted in.
Yeah, it was that was something special, and it's too bad we can't get all of the heats of racing like that. I went to our new chief referee, Jonathan Abbott, who joins H1 Unlimited for the first time this year. I went up to him and I said, by the way, nice job on that first heat. Is that the plan? We're going to do that every heat all year long? He says, that's the idea. Let's make it work because that was fun. So buckle up, Guntersville. Here we go. It is H1 Unlimited Heat 2 presented by Allen Land Surveying. Looking at the clock here, what do we got? Inside 1 minute to the 5-minute mark. Boats can come out on the water now. They will turn them loose at the 6-minute mark. We are there. Erica, I'm going to step out around there and get a better view because I'm not missing these boats.
Understandably.
So if you'd like to follow me around here, I got to carry all my little papers and stuff. Dan Ford, I'm going to try and step behind you here if I can and just get through this little tunnel. I'm getting better at it. Erica, you can come out and join me out here. Oh, she's going to stay back there. All right. 5 minutes and 12 seconds. We got boats out on the race course. Here comes Erica. She's going to come over and stand next to me where we can watch this thing. And I want Erica to come here because 1, 2, 3, 4 boats are now moving out of the pit area. We got 3 entering the top end of the race course. But I think it's interesting that Bucket List Racing and Dustin Eccles had such a great race with J. Michael Kelly in our first heat of the H1 Unlimiteds today. You had an opportunity to to talk with Dustin. What did he have to say about that first heat?
Yeah, chatting with the U40 driver, he said after his qualifying time and that first heat performance, he has a lot of confidence in himself, the boat, and the team's game plan going into the weekend. He said he and the team really worked on the way the boat handles in the off season, and it paid off in big ways, Brad. And now he said the focus is creeping back up in speed, so I'm curious to see if he can do that here in Heat 2.
Very good. Our fans are just going to notice that Andrew Tate just came across the start-finish line, and just out the right side window was Corey Peabody and the Beacon Plumbing, the U9, following him down there to the lower end of the race course is that bright orange boat driven by Dustin Eccles, with whom you spoke. We look up toward the other end of the race course. Here comes Mr. Vilwalk, and I think you had an opportunity to talk to Andrew Tate as well, and I'm curious what he might have had to say given the situation he had with the boat being behind the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Despite that, Andrew Tate described his boat as beautiful and has everything it needs to be out front and successful, and that's proven in its track record. However, he said he's still learning the hull and fine-tuning things, but that'll come just with time in the driver's seat. He said despite the adjustment, he's already been incredibly impressive in the preseason and in qualifying, and he said Heat 1 was simply just a driver error that he has since learned from.
Yeah, and when they do something like that and have a driver's error like that, the only thing they can do is just erase it from the memory.
Absolutely.
It's not going to do you any good to talk about it. And it looks like we just re-racked the tape here. And with Andrew Tate and Corey Peabody, you want to talk about two of the most competitive guys on the planet. Those are them right there. They both want to win. The other boat in the heat that we didn't talk about, but he came across start-finish line here while we were chatting, was the brand-new U-27 Miss Apollo with Dave Vilwalk. Here comes Dustin Eccles across. Now, watch this. Now it gets a little bit fun. Here goes Dustin. Going to cut the race course. He's going to jump over to the backside. So when Andrew and Corey come off the lower corner, their radio guys are going to say, yeah, well, that boat in front of you is Dustin Eccles. So Eccles is now going to jump over there. Let's see if Dustin doesn't pin this thing on the buoy row and try and garner an inside lane. But again, remember, we don't know exactly what this start procedure is going to look like. They're all trying to feel it out a little bit. And indeed, Dustin did go to an inside lane. Dave Vilwalk cut the race course. He's going to go up there behind everybody. Remember, you have to stay behind the start-finish line at the 90-second mark, 1 minute and a half. Right now, we just went inside 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am very impatiently waiting to see Dave Vilwalk at a race pace. Given the times that he set in testing and qualifying sessions, it's going to be hard, like you said, with the new procedures before the race, but I'm very excited to see him at race pace.
Yeah, I still think they're going to take this thing easy, though. They are still sorting that boat out, but we're about to see. We're coming up on 5 seconds to the 30 seconds before the start. And now it is, by my look, 1:30, and it looks to me like everybody is legal and behind the score. Boy, now this is interesting because Corey has a lot of speed. It was a clean score up. Corey's got speed on the outside. If he can get 5 boat lengths on those 2 boats off to his left, he could move left. I don't know. That would be awfully close. He's trying to do it. You see Andrew and you see Dustin trying to stay with him and not let him get enough overlap. Tough to see from here how that worked, but Corey did. Corey moved to the inside. He didn't get all the way to the inside, but he went from lane 3 into lane 2. He pushed Andrew out a lane. Dustin still able to hold on to that inside lane. Now, whatever lane they are in, when they go past the entrance buoy at the top end of the course, that's the lane they have to race in to the start-finish line, but it's going to be Dustin Eccles in lane number 1. It's going to be Corey Peabody in 2. It's going to be Andrew Tate in 3. Not surprisingly, we're going to have Dave Vilwalk on the outside coming up on 25 seconds to the start. It is H1 Unlimited Heat 2 presented by Allen Land Surveying. 4 boats at the top end of the race course. Oh, this could be fun. Get your camera ready, fans. This might be a real good look. Coming up on 12 seconds off the top end. That's usually my unofficial timing mark. Here we go. Eccles in 1, Peabody in 2, Tate in 3, Vilwalk on the outside. Oh, we're still 2 seconds, 1 second. Mark. Oh, boy, I think once again we may have some gun jumpers, and I'm thinking I think by my look, the first legal starter may have been Andrew Tate in lane number 3, but I'm not going to do that. We'll call them on the water the way they are. And coming off the corner in that position is lane number 1, Dustin Eccles, driving the U40 Bucket List Racing. I think what he's got right with him there is Corey Peabody in the U9. You know, there's 2 boats there. There's actually 3, but I think Corey is the one that is tight to Dustin as they get to the top end of the race course. Remember, we're going to go 4 times around. Now the big walls of water off the skid fins up there. Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List Racing, but I'm not sure about that start. We will wait until we get it officially. But there's a heck of a race going on in second place between Corey Peabody and Andrew Tate. They come down to put one in the book. It's Eccles, it's Peabody, it's Tate in that order. Tate and Corey Peabody are side by side as they go down to the lower end of the race course. Again, we're checking and monitoring the official radio to see what it looks like. And Dustin has lost power. Dustin has lost power at the lower end of the race course. He is down. Now you've got your 2 boats side by side coming off the corner. There may be a question or 2 here about somebody jumping the gun. But at the end of the day, you got 2 guys shooting it out up the backstretch here, halfway, 2/3 of the way up on lap number 2 of 4. Now we'll see what kind of an advantage Corey Peabody has on that inside lane. Andrew Tate's got to give him 30 feet of lane space off the buoy. He's going to hold him in tight, but he's going to give him enough room. Corey with a nice corner up there. And I'll tell you what, Andrew Tate drove him real clean. But look at these 2 guys coming down to complete lap number 2. It is Andrew Tate out by about a boat length and a half on Corey Peabody. You said, Andrea, that you said Andrew was really happy with his boat. Well, it's running extremely well right now. Now, Corey, because of that inside lane, takes the lead, but there is Andrew Tate. We are on lap number 3. Still monitoring the H1 Unlimited radio to find out if somebody jumped, because I think we had a couple, but we're going to call them the way they are on the water. And right now, the way they are in the water is Andrew Tate Goodman Real Estate at the 2/3 mark of the backstretch. He's got about half a rooster tail on Corey. Watch Corey in this top end of the race course and see if he can gobble up Andrew there. Andrew's having some incredible acceleration off of the corners. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, Corey hung it way up in the air on the right side. He was able to land it. He went through the rooster tail of Andrew Tate, and now Tater's going to come down, pick up a white flag with 1 to go. Corey, you put our hearts in our throat on that one. He landed it, he brought it back down, but there was some time there that, well, the drivers will like to tell you it's just spamming a can. You are along for the ride at some point in that. Oh, boy, Corey. All right, now up the backstretch on the white flag lap, it is all Andrew Tate. Again, if they were to ask me, and they won't, but if they were, I believe I would tell you that Andrew Tate was a legal starter. He was certainly appeared to be clean from our vantage point here on start-finish line. I think he's going to come down, pick up a checkered flag, and I think at least on the water, he is going to be our winner of H1 Unlimited Heat 2, presented by Allen Land Surveying. Here comes Andrew. He will look to the right, and he'll get a checkered flag. Andrew Tate Goodman Real Estate. Nice driving, Andrew. And here comes the young man that put our hearts in our throat for a while. He really hung that right sponson for a long time. And it's really a dangerous position when you pick up the outside sponson like that and then you stick it in a rooster tail as Dave Villwalk comes home in 3rd place. It's really dangerous, Erica, when they pick up a sponson like that and then they get the right side of the boat that's already up in the air and they get it into a rooster tail. That usually doesn't end well. I was very glad to see Corey come out the other side, but that was a little scary for a minute.
That one definitely was scary, but I do think that that is a testament to him and his driving capabilities to be able to get that thing regained back under control.
Thank you, Dan. You're awesome. Eric and I will find our way back to our little broadcast spot. Thank you, Dan Ford. Wow. Those.
Damn it! What's up? Hey, cash back 1.5
Welcome back to the shores of Lake Washington. What? Where did that come from? That was not thinking before one begins to speak. That's a good one. Don't think that's Lake Washington. Welcome back to the shores of Lake Gunnersville. It is the 2024 H1 Unlimited Lake Gunnersville Hydrofest and the race for the Southern Cup. We are inside 10 minutes to the start of our Heat 3 for H1 Unlimited Hydroplanes. It is presented by the Gunnersville Water Board. We'll give a rundown of the boats momentarily, but I got a broadcast partner that's going to assist me here with the call of this heat. Please welcome to the microphone H1 Unlimited Chairman of the Board, Mr. Standing, I think is where we said it was yesterday. So it's gone. It came into play very quickly yesterday in our first heat. Andrew Tate and the Goodman Real Estate went down, and the boat was below 80 miles an hour for the better part of a minute. It would have been a DSQ in years past, but not this time. He was able to pick the boat up, get it running. He was late, but he picked up third-place points, and that's the whole idea.
Well, better show for the fans, for the sponsors, everyone involved. We don't want to DSQ for somebody for something like that. So I was glad to see that it came up right away, and Andrew got himself back in the heat and was racing and all good. And I think I see a rooster tail over there.
We got a couple of them coming. In fact, make that 3. We're looking for 4 boats to come away from the dock. I count 1, 2, 3. Now there is number 4 at the 5-minute 20-second mark. It is H1 Unlimited Heat 3 presented by the Gunnersville Water Board. Gunnersville Water Board, Mike Denslow, they've been on board here a number of years with sponsorship dollars for this event. I don't have to tell you, sponsorships are so critical. We thank Gunnersville Water Board for their participation.
I've heard that name a lot as you've been calling the races here since 2018, and I think back to that Jimmy Shane, Andrew Tate final heat in 2018, and of all the races that have happened in the last 10 years, I've probably watched that one more than any other race.
That was an awful lot of fun. Well, that was an interesting race across the lake, if you will, because Corey Peabody appeared like he wanted to come across here first and get himself established, and Jamie Nielsen said, you know what, and he ran right up alongside him. And now Corey is kind of giving it a little squirt. He's going to come down the front straightaway first. This is going to give us our first opportunity to see our boats in our Heat 3 H1 Unlimited Heat presented by the Gunnersville Water Board. It's U9, the defending Gunnersville champion. That is Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing. Here comes the Miss Mercury's Coffee. I know you really like this one. Talking about sponsors, we got a brand new one right here, Mike. That's pretty good stuff.
Mercury's Coffee and Morgan Harris out of the Seattle area. Yeah, we're excited to have them on board for sure.
And how about this? You got the defending national high points champion, the red boat on the inside, and that guy on the outside. He's won a few times before. The winningest driver in the history of H1 Unlimited Racing, Dave Vilwalk, got that brand new craft. Always good to see a new boat on the water.
And isn't it amazing how it's showing really well right out of the box?
Yeah, I think his second run that he did on Friday, I think they touched a 163, and we're talking about a new sponsor with Mercury's Coffee, Apollo Mechanical, out of the Tri. You know those guys.
Absolutely, yeah. We were really excited to bring them on board for the Tri-Cities race, the Seattle race, and on a brand new boat driven by Dave Vilwalk.
Going to be good. 3 minutes and 15 seconds to the start. Now, we'll watch our start procedure come into play. Mike and I will try and do our best to describe it, but the bottom line is 80-mile-an-hour rule is gone, and you have to have your boat behind the start-finish line at 90 seconds. That really never came into play yesterday, Mike. Nobody got close to the line at 90 seconds. We'll see how they play it today. I think we're going to see different strategies as the day plays out. The first thing I noticed this morning, Strong Racing, Corey Peabody, they had the saltwater snorkel on yesterday. It's gone now.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that. So, yeah, Corey's got to make up some points to guarantee himself for the final, so that'll be fun to see. The big thing with the starting procedure is wanting 4 boats hitting start-finish right on time. So I'm glad we put that into play, and yesterday worked out well. I talked to Andrew, and he just made a mistake. He got going too slow and killed it, but then he was able to get back in the race.
And we know with this new start procedure, some of what we might see is a little bit of trolling, and we've got a little bit of it going on right now as J. Michael Kelly is approaching the exit the entrance pin to turn 2 at the top of the race course. He's barely moving. Teammate Corey Peabody's going to come right up there with him. Where is Dave going to stick his boat? I'm going to assume he is going to go to the outside. Meanwhile, Jamie Nielsen has got himself parked in lane number 1 coming off the top end of the race course. Now, looking at the clock, the minute 30 will come into play. We've got a minute 45.
Oh, they'll be fine.
They're going to be fine, but I'm expecting the boats to come up with more speed and surprise Jamie. Jamie's now being told go ahead and go because we're five seconds away from a minute 30. He's going to be fine and legal, and he's going to be sitting in lane number 1. 130 right there, clearly legal. Jamie pulled off another one.
Yep, Jamie has a way of doing that. He did that in Madison last year and smoked everybody.
Now, lane 1 is not his yet because the commitment buoy where they commit to their lane is the entrance pin to turn 2. But he is in a perfect position right now to what we call defend that lane.
Absolutely. He'll just hold that speed. They're not going to be able to go fast enough to get around and in front of him. At least I don't think so. Before turn 2.
Yeah, he's got his radio man over here, Scott Rainey, talking in his ear, telling him exactly where these guys are. And J. Michael Kelly, did he get...
Mike just got wet a little bit, yep.
And that was courtesy of teammate Corey Peabody, who moved in on him. So it looks like it's going to be the Mercury's Coffee and Jamie Nielsen in lane number 1. Looks like Peabody's going to sit in 2, and the Beacon Plumbing, Beacon Electric, U1. J. Michael Kelly going to land in lane 3. Dave Villwalk will trail the field up to the top end, but he'll be with them when they come down, and I suspect we'll see him on the outside. Looking at the clock, we're inside 30 seconds now till the start. It's about a 12-second run, Mike, off the top end of the race course to the line. They look good.
I heard you say that yesterday, but 12 and a couple boats jumped, so maybe it's 11 because these boats are speeding up.
I hope these guys don't listen to me. My timing marks don't count. Inside 15 seconds, coming up on 10. Mike, you wanted to have 4 wide at the start. This is what you wanted to do with this start procedure, and you're going to get it with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, look at this. Going to break the clock. Jamie Nielsen, Miss Mercury's Coffee on the inside, broke the clock. But the speed, Mike Denslow, was on the outside. Dave Villwalk had a lot of speed as they hammer down into turn number 1. Who's going to get down there first? Jamie Nielsen, Mercury's Coffee, U11. But there's Rooster Tails with him on the outside. Oh, and who is that getting wet in there? I believe that was Corey Peabody. Corey Peabody somehow got hooked to an inside a little bit and got into the Rooster Tail of Jamie Nielsen, and he is going down, or at least going very slowly up the backstretch.
Oh, he's got power.
So we kept the cameras rolling, and you'll see.
I found my true love. iPhone 12 with 5G, thanks to Metro.
We're being advised of a potential penalty to the 11, but we're going to call the boats the way they are in the water because, Mike Denzo, you're going to come out here with 3 wide. Watch this. There's Nielsen. Oh, there's Kelly. And there's Villwalk. 1, 2, 3 as they're going to come down and put lap number 1 of 3 in the book. And we are going this time 3 times around. Dave hangs the Apollo. Holy cow, a lot of air underneath that boat. Jamie Nielsen still hanging on. Dave was really flying the boat, Mike.
He was right alongside J. Michael Kelly. He's showing speed on that Apollo boat.
Start has been ruled legal, so everybody's good there. Here comes Corey Peabody. There may be a question there, but we will get into that after the heat is over. Meanwhile, Jamie Nielsen trying to hold off the winningest driver in the history of the sport, and Dave Villwalk in a brand new boat, and our defending national high points champion, that being J. Michael Kelly. Mike Denslow, it looks like 1 boat going up the backstretch. You've got 3.
I know. I think J. Michael Kelly's making up ground. I think Dave has moved back a little bit, but we'll see right when they come around this yellow buoy.
They should get the green flag when they come. Oh, Kelly is right there. This is going to come down to a 2-boat run to the clock and to pick up a white flag with 1 to go. Villwalk has dropped back. Kelly in lane 2. He's about 2 boat lengths behind. I say it all the time, Mike Denslow, but that's as good as it gets in boat racing. Get a couple of guys hooked up, and they're really going at it.
The water conditions are perfect, and they are hanging it out there.
Miss Mercury's Coffee, U11, brand new sponsor. Could they possibly pick up a first heat victory as Jamie flies the boat? He's going to have to pull his foot out a little bit. That may give JMK an opportunity to move up, but it doesn't look like he gained much ground. Again, it looks like one boat out front. There are two. This is going to be a drag race off the top end of the race course to see who wins our Heat 3 presented by the Gunnersville Water Board. Mike Denslow, this is going to be good.
Jamie's hanging it in there, and Mike is right there on his outside.
Acceleration's going to be the key. Nielsen on the inside. Kelly on the outside. This is going to be really close. And J. Michael Kelly is going to come across and pick up a checkered flag.
By a boat length.
Holy cow, if that much. Dave Vilwalk in a Miss Apollo. He comes by in third place. And still running on the race course and strong at the top end of the race course is the U9, the Beacon Plumbing, and our defending Gunnersville champion, Corey Peabody. There was the incident, whatever it was that caused Corey Peabody to get inside Jamie Nielsen's rooster tail. I know the officials are going to be looking at that. But here comes a checkered flag going to get waved for Corey Peabody in the U9, the Beacon Plumbing. Yesterday afternoon, on Friday, our fastest legal lap was turned by the Mercury's Coffee and Jamie Nielsen. Yesterday, the boat just did not.
They do a lot of planning.
If you're a small business owner looking to
time we're going to have the first, second, and third fastest qualifiers, and you mix in Mercury's Coffee, which ran a 166, so it's all up for grabs. And look at Rooster Tails.
I count 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be fun. 5 minutes and 15 seconds to the start. 5:15. Again, as the boats come across Lake Gunnersville, the difference here between this style or this racing format and that of our Grand Prix hydros is these guys have no idea what lane they're going to wind up in. They fight for the lane. It is not assigned to them as they come out on the water. Andrew Tate is just blistering across the lake, and he is already at the top end of the race course. I got a hunch he's going to come down here pretty hard, give everybody a good look at that beautiful U91 Goodman Real Estate. It's black, it's gold, it's white. It's also, Mike, pretty fast.
I was going to finish that sentence for you. Yeah, and it's really fast.
It's really fast. 4:35 to the start. I like this, that everybody's got to come across start-finish line here. Everybody gets a good look at the boats. Here comes our defending national high point. Oh, it does not. See, the colorblind guy got bit there a little bit. That wasn't red. That's bright orange. This is Bucket List Racing and Dustin Eccles, boat owned by Kelly and Sharon Stocklin out of Snohomish, Washington. And we know that one's fast.
Oh, my gosh. Last year, 171 on this course.
Yeah, and earlier this weekend, he ran down our defending national high points champion from the outside. Speaking of that particular competitor, he is across start-finish line right now. He be J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. I like that the new color scheme on the U1.
Well, it helps the colorblind individuals behind the microphone.
That guy. Yep, like him a lot. Like him a lot. So our boats are really spread out here right now. This is this new start procedure. Again, these guys don't know what lane they are going to start in, but there's a whole procedure for that, and we've got time for it to play out. We're at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. The guys have to be behind the start-finish line at 1:30. And here comes Andrew Tate. Now, he's going to try something maybe a little different. And this is what we're seeing, Mike. We're seeing guys come out and try different things. Maybe by the time we get out west, we'll start seeing some consistent maneuvers. But it seems like every time the guys come out, it's a little something different.
Well, the different courses are going to play different for the strategy. So I'm really interested to see where Tate ends up. J. Michael Kelly, Dustin, Jamie, they're all going to go for lane 1 would be my feeling.
Yeah, and you know Jamie's really good at getting it. And whoa, there goes Dustin Eccles. He cuts the course very quickly here right after going across the start-finish line. Now watch this. He's trying to beat Andrew Tate. And as we saw yesterday, it is a long way across this course. It's 2,000 feet across there, but he got over there in enough time. And the radio man for Andrew Tate said, by the way, that boat coming across in front of you, that is Dustin Eccles.
1 minute to the score up.
Also letting him know that that's J. Michael Kelly that is sitting up there just about at the entrance pin to turn 2. He goes by the entrance buoy there. So you got 3 of them huddled up there. Again, they have not yet decided their lanes. That happens the next time they enter turn 2, whatever lane they are in at that time. That will be the one they have to bring to the start-finish line. Interesting now how good Jamie Nielsen is at getting that inside lane. Right now, he's sitting on the far outside. Watch it change right now.
Here we go.
It's going to change because he got legal overlap on everybody else up there, and he dove into lane 1. So Nielsen now sits in 1 as we approach the 140 mark. Got to be behind the start-finish line at 130. This looks like this will be okay. Who's coming up in between boats? It is J. Michael Kelly. He comes in and just jumps.
Dustin's down.
Dustin is down at the top end of the race course as J. Michael Kelly flies across. Boy, the U1 is really light. And now we've got not only Dustin Eccles dead at the top end of the race course trying to re-spool. The same is going on with the U91 and Andrew Tate, and he's down. He's completely down right now. And we are at the minute 5 mark right now. Here comes Dustin. He's up and running, but he's going to be way off the pace. Mike, that one was more than slightly ragged.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened up there. I just saw him go down, and then something happened right here in the middle as J. Michael was cutting through a rooster tail, and might have happened to Andrew Tate. Not sure. Yeah, we're going to watch this really close because Andrew Tate right now is not sitting in a good spot. He's sitting right in one of the first 2 or 3 lanes as we get down approaching 30 seconds, and we've got boats coming up behind him. We're keeping an eye on the officials. The white flag is still hanging. Dustin Eccles is rolling up the backstretch in the U40 Bucket List Racing, trying to catch up to the field. They're saying Andrew is sitting at about lane 3 or 4, but well, he's got 3 boats coming up behind him. This is a situation the officials will take a look at. Still not being told anything is changing. We are inside 5 seconds. We're 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Jamie Nielsen
Appears to be legal. Not sure quite what happened to Kelly. But Dustin Eccles rocketed by him on the outside. A very, very ragged score up and also an equally ragged start. But the beneficiary of all of this, it's that Mercury Coffees Company again. Jamie Nielsen rolling off the exit pin.
Yeah, it makes me think of Madison last year when he did this. He left everybody. He's at least rooster tail and a half ahead of Dustin.
Yeah, he really is, and Dustin's got just a little over a rooster tail on J. Michael Kelly as Andrew Tate fires up the Goodman Real Estate. He has not yet scored up. He just did because he died before the score. Meanwhile, our race is up at the top end. Jamie on an inside lane, going to come down. This is the first of 3 times around the race course. J. Michael Kelly's been flying the U1 as he came across, but right now it is Jamie Nielsen, U11 Mercury's Coffee, showing everybody the transom on that new sponsor's boat that is owned by Scott and Shannon Rainey. Then it is Dustin Eccles in second place in the Bucket List Racing, chased by the U1, the Beacon Electric. It is very much, Mike, shades of Madison a year ago when Jamie did the same thing to the field.
Yeah, he's still a little rooster tail, almost 2. He might have stretched it out a little bit.
Yeah, the race might be back for second place because it is JMK on the inside of Dustin Eccles. They're having to negotiate the water being left by Jamie Nielsen. Here comes Andrew Tate. He will come down, but keep an eye on the third place boat. It is the U1, the Beacon Electric, and J. Michael Kelly. He is on the inside of Dustin Eccles, and he's making up ground up there right now. Watch what line they take through the corner versus Jamie Nielsen. Jamie went out to about lane 2. Kelly is staying inside of that wake. That is going to save him ground and get him better water. Dustin Eccles is in second place, but Kelly has made up ground, Mike. He's right with him.
Dustin yesterday tried to come around the outside and lost out by a boat length, and now Mike is trying to come up on the inside. Same two boats.
Same two boats that we saw in that great heat yesterday. This is the white flag lap. That means it's the last one. And it is still Jamie Nielsen and Mercury Coffee looking strong. Coming off the bottom end of the race course, looks like one boat. It is two. We are dead even for second place up the backstretch. Bright orange and bright red, and they are side by side up the backstretch. The race is for second place. Meanwhile, here comes Andrew Tate. He's still got a couple of laps to go. Our leader, Jamie Nielsen's going to come off the top end and come down and get a checkered flag. Meanwhile, J. Michael Kelly has moved out on Dustin Eccles. He had a great corner at the top end, Mike.
Absolutely, and Mike's got a rooster tail on him already.
There's the checkered flag for the Mercury's Coffee and Jamie Nielsen right there. J. Michael Kelly will come across in the Beacon Electric in the U1. Third place is going to go to Dustin Eccles in the U40, the Bucket List Racing, and we're going to have to watch the flags to make sure we understand exactly which lap Andrew Tate is on in the... He is going to get a white flag this time by, which means he still has another one to go. Oh, that was fun. And Mike, if you look to your left, you might just see a pretty good smile coming over here. Jim, that was very good. I know you had fun with that. There's a big smile coming this way with that guy right there. That is boat owner Scott Rainey. I know he's talking to his driver, he's talking to his team, but oh my goodness, brand new sponsor on the water, at least a victory.
Oh, loads of fun. Isn't that great? I hope everybody watching the live stream's enjoying this. So we're pretty proud of this Miss Mercury's Coffee team, and I don't know what else to say. Let's go. Let's race. This is awesome.
Buckle up. Here we go, Gunnersville. Time to bring out the big trophy. We say all the time, well, we're not bringing out the big trophy until late Sunday afternoon. Guess what? It's late Sunday afternoon. Mayor's over there. She's ready to hand it out to somebody. $8 is right there, ready to go. 5:50 until the start. 5 minutes and 50 seconds.
And they are pulling away from the docks. You've got the 21, the 1, and the 11. You've got all four boats. They're headed your way, Brad.
All right, thank you, Paul Doogie. Here we go. We've seen some cutting across the race course. We've seen some activity during the milling period. I fully suspect you're going to see a lot more of it now. Because this time, there's more boats. The big trophy's on the line. Time to go racing. And I got definitely 4 rooster tails, but I'm not going to try and pick them out of that late afternoon sun on what is a gorgeous setting here on Lake.
Is this too sexy? I'll take it. I want to pay with you everywhere.
It's the rush of all rushes.
Guntersville, Alabama. That's Jimmy Shane. I can see the powder blue. So we've lost the local favorite here, but maybe when the boats come by, if it's your favorite one, maybe put your hands in the air and clap for them. Let's see who Guntersville wants to win the inaugural race for the Southern Cup. See that? I thought that was Jay Shane, and it's not Jay Shane. That is Brian Perkins, driving the 21. Perkins, the young man out of North Bend, Washington. Here comes Jimmy.
He may be pulling right up alongside you. You can cat and mouse him right here if you want. He's going fast behind you.
Here comes Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, our top qualifier at 158 miles an hour. He's had a perfect weekend. Top qualifier, 3 heat wins. Tom Thompson out of Cambridge, Maryland. Driving for Scotch.
How fast is he going, Nick? He's one tail behind you. He's up a little, one tail behind you. He might try and shake you and speed up though.
Just
give me boat length.
Jimmy Shane. Now Jimmy Shane's coming up with some authority. Is that Tate on the outside of him? Watch for a little game of cat and mouse. That is Andrew Tate right outside Jimmy Shane. Keep an eye on those two. You got Perkins at the top end of the race course. You've got Thompson at the bottom end of the race course. And just see if maybe Andrew doesn't want to come across here and therefore take an inside position on Shane. Nope, they're both going to go all the way up. 325, still around.
Why don't you just keep going slow and come down here and go through the infield like we normally do. It's going to put you pretty close to where you want to be. These guys will have to go around again.
Look at Jay Shane, put that thing right in lane 1, Jimmy Shane. And now he's going to come down here. His radio guy down here is saying right in your right side rear mirror, that is Andrew Tate. Had a boat come across the race course there. That was Tom Thompson. So it's Shane, Tate, and Thompson all going down to the lower corner. Up the backstretch, all by himself, Brian Perkins. 2 minutes and 45 seconds, 2:45 to the start. It's the 2018 Lake Guntersville Hydro Fest. It is the race for the Southern Cup, and it is the final heat. All right, so here comes Perkins. He's going to come across the race course here at 2:30. He'll come across. He'll head down to the lower end of the race course. Still going to have to scruff off a little time.
Andrew's going to try and cut underneath as you go down into the corner. You might want to go deep and cut.
Go all the way up there. How about Jay Shane? He's going to do it too.
Andrew's way back. He's trying to slow and cut.
Now Jimmy's in the corner. One more buoy to go.
Let's just keep an eye on him. Would he cut now?
I'm going to let him go. 158. Let's go. Pick it up. We got to block Andrew here. He's going to try and cut.
Have Shane there. He might cut now, but if he does, he'll come in behind Jimmy. That's what he's going to do. Watch Tate. He's coming across the race course right now, and Shane's going to be in front of him. So Tate is going to pull in behind, and now here comes Perkins. He's going to come across the course. 1:35 until our start. They're in good position on the race course, and right now, well, let's see who's who and who's where. Looks like Tom Thompson is sitting in lane number 1. Then it looks like Shane is in 2, Tate is in 3, and on the outside going down the front straightaway is Brian Perkins. 1:15 until the start. 1:15, remember, we go 5 times around this time. All right, they come off the corner. Tom Thompson still sitting in lane number 1, coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute, 1 minute. Tough to see from here, but I think we've got it right. I think it is Tom Thompson in 1, it is Jimmy Shane in 2, it is Andrew Tate.
Be tight. I think Andrew's looking for a lane. Be tight. Stay real tight.
That boat that's out front now is the 21 with Brian Perkins, and the last boat going up there is Andrew Tate. 35 seconds till the start. It's going to be interesting to see where Tate winds up in his start sequence. He was in lane 3, but I'm not sure if Perkins moved over on him. We'll call him as they come out of the sun. Still 20 seconds until the start. There's Thompson in 1. There is Shane. Is that Shane in 2? It's Shane in 2. It's Tate in 3. It's Perkins in 4. We are 10 seconds until the start. got to have the timing marks. 6, 5, 4, 1, mark. And it's going to be Brian Perkins who's going to bring him across. Perkins is going to bring him across. It was Tom Thompson on the inside, but he trailed the field to the corner. Inside position belongs to Tate.
Fight him. Let's go. Get out of there. You got this. Watch your light.
There he is, Jimmy Shane. And you can see off to the right side of him there, you got Andrew Tate with him. You can't see him, but he is there. There are 2 boats out front.
Give him a little check here. Let's go. 2 boat lengths. Fight him. Fight him.
5 times around this 2.5-mile race course. Jimmy Shane, great boat ride. You haven't seen Andrew Tate.
21, jump the gun. 21, jump the gun.
He is right there with Jimmy. There he is.
Get even. Let's go. Fight him. Watch light.
Here we go. This is
The light. Keep it on the water.
time to decide a winner. They'll come down and put the first of 5. Tate, Shane, dead even.
Stay on him. Stay with him. You got him.
Leave him 1 lane in there.
They are dead even in the lower corner. Perkins is now trailing Tom Thompson. Now down to the lower end of the race course on the second of 5 times around. And there is Andrew. Andrew's now got a boat length as they come off the exit pin. He is driven around Jimmy Shane. Now Shane's got to try and run him down on the inside, but there's a lot of speed in that Delta Real Track U9. Jeff Campbell's got a rocket ship going right there. This upper corner is going to be really interesting. Now remember, Tate does not have enough lead on him to move to the inside lane and chop off Jimmy. He's got to give him a lane. Make sure there's space. Plenty.
Tighten it up a little bit. 1 lane.
We're going to go down and put lap number 2 in the books. It is Andrew Tate coming from the outside. Got a lot of air underneath that race boat. He is really moving. And Shane is right there on the end.
Down before you turn the wheel. Settle it down before you turn the wheel.
Down. He's got to make sure he sets that sponson on the water before they get to the turn. Tate down there first. Shane with him. But it's about a 3-boat length lead right now for Andrew Tate. Thompson is now in 3rd place. Brian Perkins is running in 4. We are 2.5 laps in. 2.5 laps to go up the backstretch. Andrew Tate. I wouldn't have thought he would have been able to drive around Jimmy Shane, but so far he's been able to do it. Shane will still be able to run on the inside, and Tate's got to give him a lane. He gave him plenty of lane space last time. They'll come off the corner this time and come down and put 3 in the books, and oh, Shane really took a hop. Shane took a big hop there. You saw the boat come out of the water. The skid fin just about came unhooked. Andrew Tate, he's building on it a little bit, but here comes Tate. 3 up, 3 down, 2 to go. These guys are going to go at it all summer long. This is what their summer weekends look like. Lap number 4. Look at Shane, hang right with him. Home street bank on the inside.
You're gaining on him. Let's go, buddy. Run him down.
Now look at, Shane's getting some air under the boat. Got to be careful. He puts too much air in there and have to pull his foot, and then he'll find out Tater is gone. They are running into a pretty stiff breeze up there right now, but Tate has...
Coming hard. Keep after it. Keep after it. The 1 lane. Coming hard.
We're going to come down here and complete lap number...
Let's go. Get through here. You're going to get him right now. Let's go.
Closes up a little bit there on the inside. Got to leave him room, Andrew. Certainly does. Certainly does. Andrew said if he hooked up with him, he'd be sure and leave him enough room. He did. White flag flies. 1 to go in the Southern Cup. It is Andrew Tate. He's led it from the completion of lap number 1. All right, this is going to be a heck of a corner and a run down the backstretch. I know we got boats on the course in other places, but watch this. If Shane is going to pull this off, he's got to do it now. And he pulled up to within 2 boat lengths. This is as good as it gets in H1 Unlimited Racing. You got Tate on the outside, Shane on the inside. Now it's pure acceleration off the corner. Tate seems to have it. Tate opens up about 3 or 4 boat lengths on him. This upper corner is going to determine the final winner of the Southern Cup here on Lake Guntersville. It is Andrew Tate out by about 4 or 5 boat lengths. Shane's got to have a good corner up here. inside lanes. Got to pay some dividends, right? Look at Shane pull up with him. They're going to come off about a boat length or two between the two. Here is the race for the 2018 Southern Cup.
Come on, line it. You got him. Fight, baby. Fight.
Come on, come on, come on.
It is going to be Andrew Tate.
Okay, good job, good job.
Checkered flag, checkered flag, checkered flag. Great. Dude. Center boat wing. Good job.
Jimmy Shane. Wow. I have been watching Unlimited Racing for over 60 years. That is right there with the very best of them. Oh my goodness. That was something special.